Under the sky so wide and blue, Allie's heart beats strong and true, building dreams with every stone he lays. Hands that guide, a voice that leads, planting hope like scattered seeds. For every child and every road he paves. I leave for the people, I leave for the land, standing tall, together we stand. Through every storm, through every tide, Ali's got Guyana by his side. Fields of green and rivers deep, promises he vowed to keep, lighting up the night with brighter days. From every village to the coast, he's the leader we need the most. Ali's vision sets the world ablaze. Under the sky so wide and blue, Ali's heart beats strong and true, building dreams with every stone he lays. Hands that guide, a voice that leads, planting hope like scattered seeds. For every child and every road he paves. I leave for the people, I leave for the land, standing tall, together we stand. Through every storm, through every tide, Ali's got Guyana by his side. Fields of green and rivers deep, promises he vowed to keep, lighting up the night with brighter days. From every village to the coast, he's the leader we need the most. Ali's vision sets the world ablaze. Through
Guyana leap on the throne. Real man of action, we not alone. Forward ever, Guyana lift. Them attack, but Ali bring the gift. Watch this! Ali not drift, him steady on the mission. Real progress, this a PP vision. Job them a gift, house key for the citizen. Nation rise up, yeah we winning again. Ali not drift, watch the infrastructure shift. New road, new bridge, everything legit. Hospital bill, school them uplift. 2025 we voting, PPP they fi give. Under Ali country growing fast. Them try stop we but them living in the past. Heal money working, benefits spread wide. Water and light reach every countryside. Guyana look nice, clean and crisp. Foreign investors they on the list. Ali work hard, him now make a slip. Stadium, airport, PPP make it fly. Ali now drift, him steady on the mission. Real progress, this a PP vision. Job them a give house key for the citizen. Nation rise up, yeah we winning again. Ali now drift, watch the infrastructure shift. New road, new bridge, everything legit. Hospital bill, school them uplift. 2025 we voting, PPP they fi gift. Them say talk, Ali say do. Delivering results, that's how we true. Youth get take up, business support, education free. That's the report. We not stop now, this just the start. PPP leading with people at heart. Ali they pan ground, meeting the crowd. Unity strong, we Guyanese proud. Vote come in, them can't resist. PPP cup full, them can't dismiss. Ali and team, them make we uplift. We drift to success, and we not drift. Ali not drift, him steady on the mission. Real progress, this a PP vision. Job them a give house key for the citizen. Nation rise up, yeah we winning again. Ali not drift, watch the infrastructure shift. New road, new bridge, everything legit. Hospital bill, school them uplift. 2025 we voting, PPP they fi give. Ali bring the gift. Cup, PPP never slip. Ali, him bring the uplift. 2025 we vote and drift. Oh, it's one man leading this country, right? Ali, we ready? Let's go. Hey, Ali delivering progress on the ground, from Parika to Bird, developments all around. Ali delivering schools and roads and jobs. This is demand for the people, he working non-stop. So wave your flag, let we celebrate. Vote PPPC before it's too late. Ali delivering, yeah. Ali delivering. Woo. 5 more years, let we keep on winning. He bringing water in the tap, fiber in the town. Housing schemes springing up all across the region now. Hospital and school free, CSANT and CAP. Look how this man changing the whole landscape. Land for young people, support for farmers. Cash grants flowing like the Essequibo waters. Minimum wage raise, cost of living down. Ali is a leader who always sticking around. Ali delivering lights and clean water, better infrastructure for every son and daughter. Ali delivering high-speed connection, laptops, tablets, and big pension. So wave your flag, let we celebrate. Vote PPPC before it's too late. Ali delivering, yeah. Ali delivering. 5 more years, let we keep on winning.
Blaze up,
Country
blaze
has
up,
music.
blaze up, blaze up, blaze up, blaze up, blaze up, blaze. Earth and all the pass through. Take a seat, cause the seats them can't lose. You can't see, the next party confused. Don't talk about one term, I want two. PPC are where the people them choose. If you not vote, the whole country gonna lose. If you want know who are the president for true, Earth and all him are the man for them true. Yeah, so vote up, vote up, vote up, vote, vote up, vote up, vote up, no, vote up. Vote up, vote up, vote, vote up, vote up, vote up, vote.
PPPC, yeah. 5 more years, 5 more years on them. 5 more years on them. 5 more years on them. 5 more years. PPP winning this again. 5 more years on them.
vibe, give thanks for life. Irfan winning this again. PPP winning this again. 5 more years pon them. Let's all a vibe, give thanks for life. Irfan winning this again. Progress must continue. Progress must continue, yeah. Progress must continue. Irfan winning it again, yeah. Progress must continue. Progress must continue, yeah. Progress must continue. Irfan winning it again.
We voting for the PPC again.
Partico Region 7, get ready. It's your turn to join the red tsunami of support for another 5 years of transformational development for all Guyanese under the People's Progressive Party Civic. Stand strong with the PPPC on the road to elections victory on Saturday, August 9th at Bell Square, 2nd Avenue, Partico at 4 p.m. Hear from President Dr. Irfan Ali, General Secretary Dr. Bharat Jagdeo, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, and other leaders who have been in the forefront of Guyana's historic transformation. Be there as the PPPC outlines their national development plans for the next 5 years of continued bold initiatives in education, healthcare delivery, entrepreneurship, agriculture, home ownership, job opportunities, youth development, and recreational infrastructure. Rally with the PPPC on Saturday, August 9th at Bell Square, 2nd Avenue, Partico at 4 p.m. The PPPC is the only multi-ethnic and trusted political party committed to ensuring no community is left behind. Vote PPPC. Forward together for a better Guyana.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to another episode of Livewire with yours truly. Happy to be here with you. Morning to all the persons across the 10 administrative regions. Morning to all the persons joining us across the diaspora. Especially good morning to the persons in the comment section on YouTube, Facebook, and you guys here on TikTok as well. Thank you guys for tuning into yet another program. To all the persons typing win, win, win in the comment section, yes, I do agree. President Irfan Ali will win. And I'm glad that you're here so we can educate you on what you've probably been missing, right? Anyway, morning, everybody. Couple of things for us to discuss. Just the persons on Facebook and YouTube. Let me know if you guys hearing me clearly before we continue. I think everything is coming in clearly on TikTok there. Just want to confirm here before we get into it. I was at a public meeting yesterday in All Boys Town. Let me show you some images. I shared them early this morning, but I was at a public meeting in All Boys Town, and I was happy to see the turnout there of residents from the area who were interested in hearing what the developmental plans were for All Boys Town, and to be reminded of some of the initiatives put forward by the government, right? We'll also be talking a little bit about my friend, Mr. Jamal Adams. I noticed he was at a public meeting in Kurukuru or somewhere, and he had a lot to say, and I have a lot to say about what he had to say. And I believe it's important to check some of these guys when they come and, in my view, in a hypocritical manner, make certain statements about what's happening, what Guyanese deserve, and who is delivering that to them and who can't deliver that to them, right? So this here is from the public meeting in All Boys Town. These are some of the main activists in the area. You have David Williams, Daniel Siram, Malcolm Ferreira. All of these guys are native to this area here. I didn't even know that Daniel Siram had some origins in All Boys Town. So, shucks, TikTok. Let me turn so you guys can see. Oh boy, right. I hope y'all, right, the TikTok seen a little bit there. Right, that's the best I could do, TikTok. Right, so these guys were the candidates in the area here, and they spoke along with Minister Charles Ramson Jr., Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, And they also had the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, and they had the Minister of Home Affairs, Robson Ben, at the event as well. So I'm just gonna flick through some of the pictures so you guys can see. This is a club, a boxing club in the area. They have received a lot of assistance from His Excellency, and the club seems to be doing well. And it was a healthy turnout at this event. Gotta watch how I'm moving this phone. It was a healthy turnout at this event. Lots of persons. And what was important to me, it showed Guyana. They had Indo-Guyanese, they had Afro-Guyanese, they had Amerindians. I saw Chinese people. I saw persons who are probably Afro and Portuguese mixed. There was everything. There was everything there. You understand? So when people say that this party is a reflection of what Guyana really is, 6 people, I see that when I go to these events because it's a healthy mix of everybody. It's not dominated by one specific race or one specific class of people. It's a healthy mix of Afro, Indo, Chinese, Portuguese, Amerindians, mixed race, Guyanese. Everybody's out there like-minded, wanting to progress to continue, right? Yeah, TikTok, I turn y'all off there. I'm closing this down here now. I got to work it out. I don't know how to get this sorted. Anyway, before I get to Mr. Adams, I want to start on a positive note, right? Yesterday, the president would have commissioned I think it's $850 million facility at Patriotic, their water treatment plant at Patriotic. And, just let's say this is another installment of promises delivered or another installment of delivery, right? Another installment of delivery. The Patriotic water treatment plant is another tangible example of the current, and I should just say the PPPC's government delivering on its promises to improve basic infrastructure and public services, right? This facility here is $850 million investment, and is a part of a strategic national rollout to ensure 24-hour access to treated water for all Guyanese. Now, what is the impact on Region 3? This new plant will benefit over 14,000 residents in Region 3 across communities such as Ruby, Paprika, Bushy Park, Hydruni, Outlook, Salem, Road in Russ, and others. Now, the facility processes 1.4 million liters of water per day, enough for 18 million cups of tea daily. I don't even think the British just drink so much tea. So the people in that area, y'all looking good. You understand? Now, Region 3 is rapidly developing in housing. We've seen this multiple schemes opened up on that side in relation to agriculture, in relation to commerce. We have the island there, a lot of structures going up over here. There's another shore base being built on the West Bank. And then the addition of the 4-lane bridge that connects Region 3 and Region 4 will allow for, persons' ease of travel. And as well, with the shore bases that are going to be happening here, the plan to redo the Vreeland Hoop selling, both container boats will now be able to land containers on this side, so it's not as congested in town to everybody at Port Georgetown and coming around the bridge and all that other stuff. You understand? So there has been a lot of development across sectors in Region 3, and this intervention supports sustainable growth and higher living standards for persons in Region 3, right? Now, in relation to technical achievements and quality of life, right? The new system reduces iron levels in the water in the water supply from an average of 6 to 10 mgl to less than 0.1 mgl, well below the WHO limit of 0.3 mgl, right? Residents now have higher pressure delivery and round-the-clock access to potable water. This is a major boost to health, hygiene, and household comfort. Now, in terms of sustainability and long-term vision, President Ali stressed the need for long-term water resilience to meet growing industrial, agricultural, and household demands. Now, this includes upgrading transmission systems, improving power reliability, and creating redundancies to prevent service disruptions. The government is pursuing an integrated water resource management system, or I should say strategy, which will ensure sustainability and equitable water access across the board. Now, there has been wider regional investment. The Perica plant is one of 3 new Region 3 plants, along with Wales and the Parfit Harmony water treatment plant as well. There's also ongoing construction at Vredenhoek and Leguan, and this will further boost GWI's capacity. Upgrades are also in progress at Fellowship, Port Ryan, and Virgin Eugen treatment plants. So improve access all along the coast and the west bank of Region 3. Now, President Ali called for a reorganizing of GWI to make the utility faster and more, well, the utility company more faster and more responsive and better aligned with the demands of a modern and growing economy, which we know that is Guyana right now. Minister Kroll, during his address there, reaffirmed the government's goal of 100% treated water and 24/7 water supply to every household in Region 3, right? These developments are not just about water. They're about building a modern Guyana where dignity, quality of life, and access to basic services are guaranteed to all, regardless of location. We can see with this Irfan Ali-led administration that the government is committed to leaving no community behind. As Guyana continues to urbanize, industrialize, and improve its living conditions countrywide, we must be cognizant of these efforts and give credit where it's due, right? So I wanted to start on a note of development before I jump across to my good friend here, Mr. Jamal Adams. Now, I know Jamal Adams from school days. I met him through one of his cousins. Me and her used to go to school together, and linemen and stuff, everybody ended up knowing each other, right? Jamal Adams has been a supporter of the PNC for some time, but that's completely fine, right? That's his choice. But I often find it weird that people like Jamal Adams would go above and beyond for this grouping. And when the time comes, they're cast aside until they're needed again. So he's needed again because he's young, he's intelligent, and he could speak to the younger Guyanese across the board, right? But it is ridiculous, in my view, for Jamal to allow himself to be used like this. So I saw a clip of his presentation that I took umbrage with, but I said, I'm not going to just play that small section. We shall listen to it. We will review his presentations. I think it's at, well, we'll hear where it's from, Kurukuru or Haruni or somewhere, but it's not in Georgetown. right? It's not in Georgetown, somewhere far from. And I think they're using him out there because persons in town know Jamal. Jamal is not somebody not known on social media and that kind of thing. So persons may be able to say, hey, but champ, you wasn't a part of this team and these people in left you at the wayside. They pick you up again. So let's go through.
Bring on the next speaker, young man who is not only intelligent, but a young man that can speak.
This lady here is Elizabeth. Yeah. Me and Elizabeth used to go to the same church when I was much, much younger. This lady, don't let me talk your story.
Your language. Let us welcome Mr. Jamal Adams.
This lady fight down she knees. Imagine, and she can't sue me because I ain't lying. Fight down she knees, who like a nice church boy, they end up having a baby and stuff. Treating the baby father bad. Not like the man was no gangster or he had work or he was not an intelligent fellow. You understand? It got to a point where Elizabeth couldn't even see she little niece no more, she great niece, because of her attitude. That's why she got to call Jamal to talk to young people, because she doesn't resonate with young people anymore. Now, just let me make it clear. Jamal Adams is not a Guyanese citizen. He's Guyanese by birth, but he's not a Guyanese citizen. This is an American with an American passport with American citizenship, right? Jamal Adams is also not on the APNU's list, right? Just wanted to establish. And more so, I was wondering when I saw the clip, I was like, okay, so you don't even have a dog in the fight. You are not willing to give up your US citizenship and come back to your country of birth and work and fight for this betterment. You're doing it as a foreign actor, as an American. You understand? But he still got rights here as a Guyanese. Once you're born here and thing, you could come back, no problem thing. But I was just establishing so people understand what the situation is. Let me flip this camera here so y'all gonna be able to see as well. Just give me a second, Facebook and YouTube. I got help out TikTok here. I want it to be out of the loop. All right, this could work. This could work. Right, good. So let's go.
Good evening, Kuru. Good evening, beautiful people of Kuru.
So we in Kuru. We established we in Kuru. And like I said, you got to take him out of town because persons know Jamal in town, right? Persons will be able to debunk what he's saying in town. So Kuru, let's go.
Are you guys feeling tonight? Are you guys feeling tonight? For Guyana to grow. For Guyana to grow.
So that's one of the things they force you to start with. The little sloganeering and thing. They ain't gonna tell you about what they're gonna do and how did they do this and the slogan. Oh, more fire, so fire. Guy to go, we must go. I'm kind of stupidness. You understand?
I want you guys to do something for me. I would like for you to touch the person on your left hand side. Look at them and say, you deserve the best. Look at the person on your right hand side and say, you deserve the best also.
Jamal, I agree. That is why in 2020, persons voted for the best. They voted for the best. If persons felt that they deserved better, they'd probably voted for something else, but they wanted the best. They were experiencing the worst at the time, Jamal. So they voted for the best in 2020. So I could agree with you that those persons out there deserve the best. And that is why the majority of Guyanese voted for the best in 2020.
No, I want you to tap yourself on your chest like you are about to say the pledge and say, I also deserve the best.
So you see, he's a hype man, you know. And this is the tactic of the PNC. They want to play on your emotions. So he wants to make you feel that you're not getting the best or you're not getting anything close to the best. I deserve more. Like what I was getting under the APNU AFC. I deserve more of nothing. You understand? That is why he's trying to convince people there. Let me go.
And let me tell you something, beautiful people of Kuru. The only way you're going to get the best that you so much deserve as Guyanese citizens is come September 1st, you vote APNU.
How did we come to this conclusion? What can we look back on, Mr. Jamal Adams, to say, well, okay, this is a valid conclusion that if I vote APNU on September 1st, I will get the best. What can we look back on to say, well, this is an example? Mr. Adams, can we look back on the amount of schools built by the APNU AFC? I'm saying AFC because they were a part of a coalition. They may be separated now, but the APNU was the head of the coalition or the main coalition. You understand? Are we supposed to say we are deserving of the best because of how many roads they built? Should we say we should vote for the best in the APNU because of the new bridge that they put across the Wismar to Mackenzie, Jamal? Are we supposed to vote for the best, which is the APNU according to you, for that cow pen that they got on Home Church Avenue? Is that what you're saying to us, Jamal? Are we supposed to vote for the best for less than 7,000 house lots distributed in 5 years? Are we supposed to vote for the best in the APNU with the chicken coops that Aubrey Norton didn't even know he owned party bill? Are we supposed to vote for the best for the administration, the APNU administration that run Guyana's premier youth program into the ground, the President Youth Award program? This right here, run it into the ground. Is that the best that you're speaking of? Is the best taking away the grant from the children of this country? Is the best taking away the 1 month salary bonus from the joint services who protect this country, who we can ask to go to the border and protect this country? Is the best the signing bonus that the APNU hide from the people in this country, Jamal Adams? That's the best we are voting for? That is why I put under your post yesterday, brother, you should have stayed on TikTok. You should have stayed on TikTok, because this here is a gross misrepresentation of what took place under the administration that you were close to, that cast you aside once they got into office and only picked you back up, sir, when it was time for the 2020 elections, because they were trying to pull youths again, and they know that you're a man of influence. No, I want to make it clear. Jamal is not a stupid banner. I don't see him as a racist. I have interacted with him. We don't hang out, but I would say that Jamal is my friend. I know Jamal for years. He's not a racist. I just feel that he has this bandwagonist mentality. And I don't think that's fine. I'm going to say that was fine. I don't think that's fine. I think everybody should assess and pick sense out of nonsense. I don't think he's doing it here.
I don't think you guys heard me. The only way you're going to get the best that you so much deserve as beautiful citizens of this country is to vote for the bomb on September 4th and elect Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton as our next president.
So that he collecting blank checks from the Ministry of Finance. That is why we voted for Aubrey Norton. So that he could go to these foreign UN and these places and scowl at everybody. You want people to vote with the palm with all the worries they go through from 2015 to 2020? Jamal, are you serious, brother?
Kuru, the only way you're going to get the best that you so much deserve is come September 1st, you vote UPNU and elect our first indigenous female prime minister.
Listen to me. Listen, all I'm saying is Jurita did nothing for the people of Region 7 when the government that she is a part of was in power. What do you think she can do as prime minister? She couldn't even lobby the people them to do something in Region 7 and for indigenous communities in Region 7. She is another Laura George, but at least Jurita was in the public eye. She's not as bad as Laura George. Laura George was torn up, and she also cares about the indigenous people now. Probably because she's one. You understand what I mean? But Jamal has not given, since he has been here, he has not mentioned one thing that we could say, okay, we want to go back to this. This was good. We want to go back to this. I'm suggesting we go back to this. This is an initiative of the APNU, and this was working. Let's go back to this. Up to now, all he has said is what people should think they deserve. Right? And that the only grouping that could give it to them is the APNU. Oh, they deserve more taxes? And they deserve tax on water, internet, and those kinds of things. That's what Jamal talking about. The miners deserve to have tributary tax put back on them. That is why I said, Jamal, stay on TikTok. Because clearly you're out here talking about things you don't know. And that's what I said. He's an intelligent guy. So it seems like it's not that he don't know, he's intentionally trying to mislead people. Slogan again, nothing about what they're going to do yet. Nothing about the track record in the past. Nothing about the future. It's just merry mousing. Merry mousing.
Kuru. As I look in this crowd this evening, I'm seeing a lot of uncles, a lot of aunts, fathers, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, a lot of beautiful people.
You realize he call youths. That probably be mean the AP, and you bring all them uncles, aunts, grandfathers, but except the old people. Sorry to the people I big too. I get to know. So yeah. But you realize, right? The youths in there. No, and Passat Party, no, they'll never let us see the crowd.
Pardon? And a lot of pastors also.
Oh, pastor there as well.
At the hands of the PVP. But let me tell you,
What?
mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, a lot of beautiful people. Pardon? And a lot of pastors also, who has been through a lot at the hands of the PVP.
So Jamal just said a lot of those people he called has been through a lot with the PPPC. So listen to me. Jamal has to be talking about the fact that people are going through getting their house on the house lot. Young professionals are getting their homes built. School children, they're going through a lot because they're getting their Because We Care grant, and it has been increased hundreds of times in terms of percent, right? They've been through a lot because they have hospitals closer, major hospitals closer to where people living across the regions, and they got to run down to town, right? They've been through a lot because a lot more Guyanese are now able to buy cars and start businesses, and they get contract and they're doing things to themselves. That is the lot they've been through, Jamal. Now, mind you, again, I highlight vague, open-ended statements. You've been through a lot like what? A lot like what, Jamal Adams? You state to us here. What is the a lot you're talking about? A lot of progress? A lot of development? A lot of forward movement? That is the a lot you're talking about? Huh? Because, like I said, when I come and I say something, I will give you examples. Don't just tell me, oh, you've been through a lot. A lot of what? A lot of what? Aren't there more Guyanese working now? What, a lot of employment? Huh? Aren't there more Guyanese with small business now? What, a lot of more entrepreneurship? That is what they've been going through. Why do they want to change that, Jamal? Why would they want to change that? A lot of education. That's what they're going through. Put aside UG getting free. That's just the other day. The gold program kicking since long. They got win. They got bit. They revived the apprenticeship program. That's the lot they're going through. And that is why I say, I believe that this guy may be intentionally misleading people because he's a smart guy. He wrote books. We come into that. Let me just flip over here and show you. These are some of the books he wrote. He had a Guyanese alphabet thing. None of them, him push it till 2020, you know. And I can show you. None of them, none of these former ministers and PNC people didn't jump on board with Jamal Adams and what he was putting out. The guy wrote several books, things that he could have incorporated into the Guyanese education system. But no, it didn't happen. But let me continue.
But let me tell you something that we all could attest to as Guyanese. We are a resilient bunch.
You're damn right. And you know when that resilience was shown, Jamal? In 2020, when your party, the grouping you represented, tried to take us back to the Barnum era, the same foolishness that had your Hannah Weber Mohammed celebrating like an idiot at the ERC meeting. Right? That was the biggest show of resilience by Guyanese to push back against your party's effort to rig the hell out of the elections, brother. To rig the hell out of the elections. And for you to stand there as a sensible individual as I deemed you, knowing all that went on, all the video footage, all the lies, commissioner inquiry, all the stuff said by Mr. Sandy. People are not taking calls. I'm using the phone to stream on TikTok. So we're going to get that started in the new week, right? So no calls right now. People on TikTok, please keep tapping the screen and sharing the live. Tap the screen, share the live. Thank you. Right? With all that was said by Sandy, this guy really... Yeah, with all that was said by Sandy, Jamal got the testicular fortitude to stand and tell people of Kurukuru this foolishness. Huh? To tell people of Kurukuru this foolishness.
We are a resilient bunch of people.
They know because they have to fight your party. They have to fight your party from stealing the elections. They have to fight for democracy. They have to be resilient in the face of forces trying to steal democracy away from the population, Jamal. So Guyanese know that they are resilient. Because without resilience, we would have still been in Granger danger right now, today, at 8:32 this morning. Granger danger.
people, we can withstand anything.
I agree. It took extreme fortitude of the Guyanese people. You hear me? It took extreme fortitude of the Guyanese people to withstand the 5 years of the APNU AFC. Stagnation, friends, family, and favorites. 50% for the ministers. Pian for the public servants. Huh? So I agree with you there, brother.
Enough is enough. And let me tell you, Romans 8:18 says,
Also, we gone to the Bible now. We gone to the Bible. All right, let me go.
the pain that you're feeling right now is nothing compared to the joy that's coming. The pain that you're feeling right now, people, is nothing compared to the joy that's coming. Could you guys guess?
Mind you, let's wait for another 30 seconds to probably hear about the joy that's coming. Right? What's the joy? Again, vague, open-ended statements that are aimed at playing on your emotions. Oh, the pain, oh God, my leg got in. Oh God, you mean oh, shots of joy coming? Jamal, tell people what you're talking about. Tell people, pian, fret, little bit, pian. This is a Guyanese term. I used to hear me elders saying it when I was younger.
What's the joy that's coming to Guyana and Guyanese? Up new is the joy that's coming to Guyana and Guyanese from September 2nd.
This guy is, he gotta be on ways. This had to be a Wednesday. This had to be a Wednesday because he has to be wasted. He has to be wasted. Don't you remember we had Apnu before Jamal? Have you given us an example of the joy that we experienced during Apnu so we could say, yes, on September 2nd, we could expect this joy again? Up to now, Jamal hasn't listed a project, a plan, a policy that could be deemed part of their track record that people are happy about. You understand? We are 3 minutes in, up to now, not a word.
RP Compton Norton is the joy that's coming to Guyana and Guyanese come September 2nd.
Imagine a man who face always sour. This man telling we, Guyanese, who got sense, that RP Norton is the joy coming to Guyanese September 2nd. A man face who always. Really? That's why I said this had to be a Wednesday, because Jamal definitely got wasted before he went to this podium. You gotta be joking. A man who don't want to shake people's hand. A man who can't even keep his own comrades within his party. Label them non-entities and mediocre. That's the joy that comes into people. Which people? PNC people alone, like Vala Lawrence said. Yeah, let's get sense.
Eureka Finance is the joy that's coming to Guyanese and Guyana come September 2nd.
The only joy about Eureka Finance is her face. The only joy about Eureka Finance is her face. Everything else is bare worries. Her thought process. I ain't gonna go there, but everything else is bare worries. So yes, Eureka is nice to look at. Okay, that could be a joy, but everything else is worries.
And my good friend, Mr. Garnish, my
Janet. So it's like what role Janet's been? Like Janet could be a vice president. This is the same guy with the UG money, the UG Student Society money. This is the same guy who was regional information officer in Region 2, CDC personnel in Region 3, and he got no track record and nothing to show nobody. I dare anybody to go to Ganesh and say, look, show me what you do in Region 3 whilst you're a government official. Anybody, I dare them. Any project you spearhead, you write a thing, anything that you do, brother, in Region 3 that benefiting residents in Region 3. Just show persons, please. And Ganesh might abuse you because there's nothing to show.
He's also the joy that's coming. For Guyana to grow.
Sloganing. Nothing about future plans. Nothing for us to remember of, oh, this was so great. Let's go back to Janice Fernandez, and nothing.
Beautiful people, you know, it's no secret that the PPP are masters of destruction.
Imagine this boy, this is masters of destruction. The political party that when in government has built the most infrastructure across this country ever. And they're the masters of destruction. They're the masters of destruction. How you come up with the one, Jamal?
They are masters of devaluing everything that is important to the enhancement of Guyanese citizens.
So the persons who was living at the back of the East Bank, that property value gone up because of the Heroes Highway, they devalue them. The persons from East Le Penitence and Albies Town, property value that gone up because they build the Independence Boulevard, they devalue them. And guess what? Just like the sanctions list we're waiting on from Travis Chase, up to now, we're waiting for the PPP government to sell out or buy out all these house lots from these people, as his party was alleging. So these people are allowed to lie with impunity. Nothing happens and no one holds them accountable. And then when you hear a truth from a Jagdio, a Ali, or a Phillips, it is questioned all around when you could go and check information and get information to see that, okay, what this man saying is true. Look, the other night, Odessa Primus stood on a stage and said, Ali is a liar. Eugene free. He would never make Eugene free. He would never make Eugene free. Could you believe that? Could you believe that? Something that Guyanese are currently benefiting from. Those who they don't pay, getting right off and getting back the money. And she would go on a platform and say something like that. And the people that are there will cheer. Like they know it's indeed true what she's saying when they know different. They know that it's completely different. It seems like a case of, let me use the Harbor Bridge. So we know that the Harbor Bridge is free. It's like she going to say, no, don't worry with them, the Harbor Bridge is free. You still got to pay on the other end when you go over, when you know that's not the case. That is how barefaced these people are with the lies that they will come and tell you.
They are masters of devaluing things that is important to our kids.
Oh, like the new Brickdam Secondary School, like the new St. George's Secondary School, like the Abraham Zool Secondary School, like all those concrete secondary schools in Linden, all those play parks that are being built out, all those community grounds that are putting light and goal posts and basketball ring in Jamal. How dare you be so disingenuous, sir? List the grounds that George Norton fixed as the Culture and Sport Minister. List the grounds that Pagwali fix as a culture and sport minister that didn't know the difference between Pagwa and Diwali. How dare you, Jamal? Free education, meals in school, free books, because we care grant. They are devaluing things that are important to our children. You have to be wasted, sir. You have to be wasted. Look, all those schools, the Minister of Education building in hinterland areas. Is that devaluing, Jamal? It's clear that these guys come out and just say whatever comes to their head without taking the facts into consideration. You are very disingenuous, sir.
They have devalued the importance of education.
What? This is coming from a guy who is supporting a party with a woman who is hoping to become the education minister that will limit our Guyanese children to 5 subjects. 5 subjects. I forgot to mention just now, the government paying for 8. The government paying for 8. And that's the value in Jamal. Coretta McDonald had a big issue with Guyanese students with the brain capacity to write 27 subjects and pass all. She's upset about that. And that's who you want to replace Minister Manichan with? You are a madman, sir. You are a madman. Look at the former education ministers under the APNU AFC, a pack of worries, the lot of them. One disappeared. I don't know why they moved the one from culture and put you at education. Somebody said she was some director general girlfriend. I don't know, but Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Listen to Jamal Adams here, misleading people in Kurukuru.
They have devalued the importance of hard work.
What? Creating jobs for all them sugar workers you knock off. That is devaluing hard work. Rehiring the CSOs that was earning money through hard work in their communities, sir. Reopening the call center in Linden so hard-working Lindeners could earn a job, could earn $1. Putting back the labor office in Linden so hard-working Lindeners who working in the gold and forestry sectors didn't have to come to town when the boss didn't want to pay them for their hard work. Jamal, this is disgraceful. I promise him because he called me yesterday. And I said I wasn't going to disrespect him because he's my friend. So I'm not going to say you are disgraceful. I'm going to say this presentation is disgraceful, sir. This is disgraceful. This presentation by you is disgraceful. For you to stand and say these things, you are stifling your conscience. No. Sorry. People can take that the wrong way. And I noticed that somebody sent me a video of some guy in the interior make a video of the Mr. Williams. Brethren, y'all just take it too far. People tell me I go far, but I got a limit. Anyway, let me go with Jamal.
They have devalued the importance of legal work.
Fish. How? The government devalue legal work? How? What? By creating or removing red tape so that regular Guyanese are more able to benefit from government contracts. And in turn, hire persons from their communities so that they can work, have a legitimate job. I spoke about the CSOs. I spoke about the sugar workers. the taxes on the gold and the forestry sector caused a lot of miners and loggers to close down. By removing those taxes and all the hindrances by the APNU AFC government, those operators were able to start and rehire those persons that used to work with them. And again, outside of contractors, gold and forestry operators, who else I mentioned? Whoever else I mentioned, there are other sectors who have been able to rehire persons because of the economy. How in heaven's name the government devaluing legal work? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mind you, doesn't give, you notice everything that I rebut to what he says. I'm giving you an example of this is what is really going on. An example that you can say, well, oh, Courdel said, so is happening. And so was built. And so was done. Not that, oh, we say it's not true, don't believe he, because I said so. Boop, boop, doop. No. This is foolishness.
And while devaluing these important things, you know what happened? The cost of living went up.
Oh God. I wish, I keep telling y'all, I wish I had the leeway of the Guyanese critic to cuss up and go on this show. You understand? Jamal, did cost of living go up in Guyana only? Is this a local phenomenon or is it a global phenomenon? You as an American citizen, has cost of living gone up in the USA? Has cost of living gone up in any other third world country due to external factors? Are you aware of this information, Jamal? Why are you making people a fool, bro? You're an intelligent banner. Why are you making people a fool? You are operating like this is something, this phenomenon is unique to Guyana only. What's wrong with some of y'all? Y'all they're good in your entertainment and your social media doing your thing. Then you go want to jump into politics to talk a set of S. And I don't mean shit. Brother, are you for real?
Crime rate went up. The unemployment rate went up.
Who went up?
And while devaluing these important things, you know what happened? The cost of living went up. Crime rate went up.
The crime rate went up. What stats he giving you? Just the other day, the police put out stats. Serious crimes are down. Murders, gun-related crime, those things are down. What in F's name is Jamal talking about? Crime the kicking on the AP and UAFC. Yes. And they had high unemployment because that 7,000 sugar workers out of work. That 2,000 CSOs out of work. And thousands of persons from the mining and forestry sector out of work. More so, during COVID, regular people, region, street market, out of work, place closed, idiot. What? Is that not what Irfan Ali took? I take the back. Sorry, not idiot. Sorry. Is that not what the Irfan Ali administration inherited from the APNU? They did nothing in terms of getting ready for COVID other than, I guess, buying a hospital from a friend, family, and favorite. Right? They did nothing. So persons were home indefinitely, the airport closed, nothing coming in, nothing happening. Outside of the thousands, at least 10,000 people I mentioned from sugar, CSOs, forestry, and gold. Outside of that, thousands more were at home. What the hell is Banner talking about? That is what you left President Ali to come and collect. And he came He collect him, he pick up and he run with it. He came, he collected it, he pick up and he ran with it and change the situation. So this foolishness that Jamal, these talking points that Jamal is reading off of this phone, you are right past the people of Kuru and you are right past Guyanese in general, sir.
The unemployment rate went up. More school dropouts than
Hear this.
ever in the history of Guyana.
What stats are you using? What stats are you using? What stats? Quote some stats. Quote some stats, Jamal. You are just...
For Guyana to grow. And now look, after they finish doing these destructions to our community, now they come. Anybody here know who's the Salve? The guy that used to be cut it up.
This guy, Jamal is like, first of all, just let me tell y'all, I saw a clip of where he was talking about roads and the PV and the government got to do it. And that was my initial response. That's initially what I was going to respond. A minute and 16-second clip. Then I saw just under that, there was this whole thing of his presentation. So I downloaded it this morning, like minutes before we start, and I said we're gonna go through it together. So a lot of the stuff that he's saying to me, saying to us, is new to me, and it's getting more upsetting as it goes. You understand me?
Meet on the internet and sprinkling salt. They come with the crumbs, like the crumbs pay. You get a contract here, you get a little thing here.
Hear this wretch. Know me, you gonna follow because this is wretched behavior. Imagine this wretch going on like contract start share out to small people in 2025. You vagabond. That is highly dishonest of you. This is like the narrative of the APNU that the government only started doing outreaches since the start of elections. If you go back to DPI's space since 2020, the government in the regions, every month, the president in a region, every month, every week, the ministers in the region, every day a minister in a region. I was in Bartica the other day, and somebody said that 3 ministers in Bartica one time. Minister Teixeira, Minister Prague, Minister Hamilton. And the guy turned and said to me, never in the history we had 3 government ministers in Bartica listening to Bartica problems at one time. Outside of like a big government outreach. Like they just come into the community to see what's going on. Jamal, I am very disappointed in you, brother. Very disappointed.
You get a little thing there, you know? Make it.
And Jamal, APNU was nothing big. So if you call the PVP crumbs paid, you get a contract, crumbs. APNU was nothing big. You get no contract, you get nothing. Which better? Which better, brother? Which better? How many small men could say they get a contract under the APNU? Whether it's to clean a drain or not? You understand? And indeed, I get tired of this. It's bare stripping is this man.
Like they're doing something for us. Feeding us crumbs. But you know you don't eat crumbs.
Bye.
Why you don't eat crumbs? You just got bent over, you just got stooped down.
You see them thing where they is their pun? Bye. Y'all got to go with them. Bye. Look. The people who decide to support this foolishness, something is definitely wrong with you. The people who decide to support this foolishness that Jamal Adams is putting out through the APNU and just in general, the foolishness of the APNU, something is definitely wrong with y'all. He is talking about crumbs when the party that he represents wasn't doing this for small men. The small men had to have years of actually doing similar contract, that had this, that had that, said a thing. This administration, Finale administration removed that. So the small man can get into the system. And this rich, the standing kuru with the face bare as hell to tell people foolishness, you out to argue.
We don't stoop, nor we don't bend.
You stooping and bending for the APNU. You're stooping in terms of your integrity. You're bending the truth for the APNU. So you're stooping and bending, brother. You're stooping and bending.
Fire on that.
Yes, fire on that, Jamal. You stop stooping and bending for the APNU. Bye.
Since the election, we've been seeing they're coming in communities and that you would always notice. There's young, there's black, there's ghetto, these words. But one word that is getting me disgusted with these people is when they put we. No. The PPP ain't doing nothing for we. If you get your little crumbs on your knee, say hi.
Listen, I ain't even continue with this extended version. Like I said, there's a short clip that I wanted to address, and I can address that. Jamal, something is wrong with Jamal. This clip here is what I took. This is what I took. They got nothing to move on to. This is the end of the show. If you notice, there's 1 minute left, right? This is what I took umbrage with. Not this shit.
It's like a man meet a woman. They end up conceiving a child after, they're doing well. They're pro-life. Big up to the people that wasn't pro-life. We support everybody. And then that child comes. You nurture that child for 9 months. And then after the child is born, you begin to breastfeed that child. You begin to care for that child. Child first body, keep it up. Spend a couple $100,000 on the body, second body, third body, fourth body, fifth body. And when that child reach 5, all of a sudden you come telling the child, I did this for you, I had to do it for you, I brought you in the world, I breastfeed you. That is your obligation as a parent. When people come and tell you about they build road, they build school, they build hospital, they're obligated to do that.
So was the APNU obligated to do that? If they were effing obligated to do that, why the F they didn't do it, Jamal? You get off of the platform and shut your mouth. The APNU AFC wasn't obligated to build road. They wasn't obligated to build schools. They weren't obligated to build hospitals. They weren't obligated to give contracts to the small man. Why the sake they didn't do it, Jamal? That's what you should tell people on the podium. Why they didn't do it. This is disgraceful, sir. This is disgraceful. You stand there in the community you live in, or at least where I know you used to live. They didn't even do your damn road in Haley Street. Is this administration going to it and resurface it with a big hole that it had? How dare you? And I hope you're on this live looking at this. How dare you, sir? And that is why they don't want to debate anyone. Because you can debunk all of this nonsense that they're talking. All of it. All of it. You talking about obligations when your party reneged on its obligation. In 2015, the Guyanese people and the APNU, AFC had a relationship. And after doing whatever, they had a baby. You understand? And all the promises that the APNU, AFC made to the Guyanese people after 5 years, they had nothing to tell them. They couldn't tell them to do this for them, to do that for them. They couldn't even say they breastfeed them properly, Jamal. Anyway, I gone. It's 9 o'clock and I got places to be. Jamal, again, I'm asking you, sir. You are a good event promoter. Go back to event promotion, please. Go back to event promotion. This foolishness that you're doing here, right? And how you are misrepresenting what's going on in this country, I think it should be treasonous. The way that you are lying, sir. It should be treasonous. This, matter of fact, hold on, before you hear I put in the government for attack you. No, sorry. You are wrong for misleading Guyanese. I'll leave it at that. You are wrong for misleading Guyanese. And how dare you try to hold a government accountable who's doing something, and you have not hold your party accountable for not doing what they're obligated to do, as you put it. So until you grow a pair of balls and ask the APNU AFC why you should continue to support them because they didn't do what they were obligated to do, you shut the hell up and you sit down. And you make cocktails so people drink on Wednesday. And you stop drinking the cocktails because clearly you're going to these events drunk. Clearly you're going to these events drunk. You can't be sober and lucid. You have to be a drunk man talking that foolishness that you're reading from the phone. You, bro, I am not threatening you or anything. I am disappointed that an intelligent individual, if you decide to support APNU, you're supposed to be supporting them on something that's credible and tangible, not just on bandwagon mentality. Right? At the end of, sorry. I got this at the end of the year finale for a storm, this is around the end time. You know what candidates are going on platforms and telling people about shit that was actually done. Not them jumbie story are selling to people with no examples of whatever you're talking about. Last night in All Boys Town, candidates could have talked about the friggin' boulevard. Right? They could have talked about all the streets that were done in All Boys Town. They could have talked about all the streets that they do in East La Penitence, on the side of the boulevard. They could talk about all the persons in power through small contracts and who move from drainage contract to road contract. So in the APNU mind, you as a man who never had a contract before, you shouldn't start with a drainage contract, then move up to a road contract, then move up to something else. Right off the bat, go and build the biggest thing there that's possible to build. You understand? So you ain't giving a person a chance to build capacity and knowledge. You just throwing them out there to the wolves and hoping for the best. That's not how an Air Finale administration operates. At least that's not my view in terms of what I see. And that is probably what Jamal them looking for. That lunacy administration that we had with Grange, a bare stupidness, piles of foolishness. Jamal, have a good day, sir. And let better sense prevail, brother. Turn down Elizabeth when she called you to ask you to go and spread lies on the APNU behalf. Ask Elizabeth what to do with the people of Macdoom and Agricola that you're frequenting. How she empower them 2050 to 2020? What should do? What should do other than the party office and the bill outside of Agricola there? What it do for the people of Agricola and Macdoom who just come out and behave bad for them and block the East Bank Road? What it do? I don't know you can support this stuff. You understand? Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all be good Guyanese, genuine Guyanese, right? Don't stifle your conscience about what's going on in the country. Don't be like certain people. Don't be like certain people. And as I usually say, before I go, it's all about peace It's all about love. It's all about one.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all